All right, welcome into the latest edition of our Bengals training camp reports. It is day 9, 5 plus 4, 9. Dog days, I believe, is what they call these. We're starting to get into it. Another hot one out there on this Sunday practice where, we saw a lot of 11 on 11 work. So a lot to gauge, a lot of things to offer observations on, and we'll have a few.
We do.
We'll offer them to you. I'm going to start this time because I want to start where you guys always want to start, and that's Paul. Tell me about Burrow. What is happening? How does he look? Day 9. It's day 9. We got to go to number 9. My takeaway is I just think Burrow continues to look really good.
Yeah.
And in different ways each day. So we talked about the deep ball last week, and obviously the throw he made on the run, that deep ball to Shedder Jackson, was his best throw of camp. But I just think you continue to see him have success intermediate, continue to have accuracy, make plays, dropping the ball down over top of people. You're seeing all of that stuff that you really wanted to see. And when we talked about Burrow in this camp, we said once it starts getting into that 11 on 11 and the defense is really getting after it, will he still hit those windows? Will you see a ball sail off where you don't normally see from Burrow? Will he be able to make that throw deep to the corner or on the run? And he has. And I think that's a really, really encouraging sign for where he's at. He's quietly having the camp that he's never had because he's never been able to do this and be healthy and out here during camp. And I think Burrow continues to look really good.
And doing it without Jamar. I mean, imagine what this is going to look like when he gets that guy back. But You're right. One of the deep balls on Friday's practice, best throw. Today, we'll get to this later, but might have been his prettiest throw of camp so far.
Yeah, what do you got?
My takeaway today is Zack Carter, kind of a name that's been lost a little bit. A lot of the rookies we've seen, Dejon Anthony, Cedric Johnson, these back end of the draft class rookies have all been in there and gotten their shots at time due to injuries or other issues to run with the ones. We haven't really seen Chris Jenkins in there much, and today, with Sheldon Rankins out again, it was Zack Carter taking the first team reps. And I know, I did my 53-man projection a while back. I had him on the bubble on one. I think I actually cut him on one. I just thought he was a forgotten man, and it doesn't look like that's the case. You just see where he's slotted now in the rotation. I talked to him today. The story last year coming into camp was how much bigger he looked, and they needed him to get stronger, and they were moving him inside. And he said it just didn't work. And the 15 pounds he put on last year, he took right back off. He's down to 300. He's down to his rookie weight. He feels stronger. He feels better. He's looking. I mean, he hasn't made any splash plays out there, but he's getting in there on important reps and getting a chance to make this 53-man roster on a very, very deep and talented D-line.
Yeah, I mean, it is a name that is forgotten in there. We talk about so many of these rookies and the rotations and how they're going to play, and we really don't talk about Zack Carter because it feels like, I think from an outsider's perspective, it's like, oh, the book has been written on Zack Carter. It's over, but he's got 2 more years. Yeah. He's got plenty of physical skills. He just hasn't been productive when he's out there. So maybe going back down will be the answer for him. But you're right, they're giving him a chance. He's getting some run. All right, well, you mentioned this briefly. The play for me is going to be, I do think it was one of the prettiest throws we've seen from Burrow. It was essentially the first 11 on 11, the first team versus first team. They drive down into the red zone. It was a 3rd and I believe 9 from like the 13-yard line.
Exactly.
And they end up getting Trent Irwin one-on-one against Josh Newton on the outside, running to the back corner. Burrow gets the ball, sets, just lofts an absolutely perfect dime into the bucket in the back corner to Irwin for the touchdown over the top. And it's just, not only was it a nice throw on his part, but it was quintessential Burrow moment. High leverage red zone third downs. I've pinpointed these over the course of his career. He is elite of elite when it comes to those most high leverage plays, and particularly when he's at his best. That's where you see some of his best moments are in those types of moments. So to see that out there today, I thought was an indicative of, that's what you expect from number 9.
And if he doesn't make that throw, the offense goes 0 for 6 on scoring drives. Mm-hmm. That was the only one they scored on. And earlier in that drive, kind of quintessential Burrow, there was a play where he called an audible, and T. Higgins and Tanner Hudson were realigning themselves just slow and lackadaisical. And he's screaming at him, let's go. Finally got the snap, and he hit Hudson for a nice gain on that play, kind of just kicking the teammate in the butt, the teammates in the butt a little bit. That was the third play of that period. So mental part of it, and then the physical part of it on that drive. So my play was a Burrow pass that did not connect, and talked to Geno Stone 2 days ago, and he talked about how Joe Burrow's just not throwing the ball his way. We haven't really noticed him. He hasn't made any splash plays, and he hasn't had any opportunities. Well, he got an opportunity today. Andre Yoshivas was running. It was a corner route, and he was wide open. And Burrow maybe left a little bit too much air under it, had a little wobble to it. Geno Stone closed in a hurry, batted it away, and yelled, "Hell no!" And as I said, if you yell "hell yeah," you're pumping yourself up. If you yell "hell no," that's a message to the offense, right? He just kind of smirked. He's like, yeah. So, and he said he read that play. He totally predicted that play. And so if it's a better pass, maybe he still gets there. But it was good to see. We have not seen, not in a bad way. It's just Geno Stone hasn't had a lot of opportunities. A guy, and I think we talked about this, maybe even the day 8 one. They're going to come. He's staying patient. The interceptions, the big plays like that, they're going to come. Today might have been the start of it.
That, it's the perfect transition into my things that they say, because I talked to Dan Pitcher for a while after practice today, and we were talking about a number of different offensive topics. We're catching up on it, and he's like, the communication on the defensive side of the ball, I really feel that. And it was kind of an unprovoked thing. Like you can feel with Vaughn, Geno Stone in front of Logan and Jermaine Pratt. He's like, we're really feeling that right now. And you can see it out there with how the defense has had a ton of success. Yeah. And you're just, predicting plays, thinking they know what's coming next and being correct, like that play was, or like a number of plays they've been able to make that you're not seeing those big busts. That's something that the offensive coordinators, like, I'm seeing that out there. I'm feeling that from this defense. And that's such a big deal when you consider how big of a problem it was last year. So we really, everybody you talk to, that's coming across as very noticeable as the 11-on-11s keep happening out here in these practices. What do you got?
So for my quote, that's where we're at now, right?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Okay. So this was the thing said, and we were talking to Ted Karras. I just wanted to know what the bump was on the Cincy hat sales after Luke Combs wore a Cincy hat for the entire concert for both nights. And he said that version of the hat is sold out. I mean, so everybody saw it. People that probably don't live in Cincinnati saw pictures and wanted the hat. So that was great news. He said Luke Combs is going to be a first ballot Cincy hat Hall of Famer. And he gave him a 30-second elevator pitch. He just walked. He gave the equipment guys a bunch of hats, said, "I want you to give these to Luke Combs." And then when he got a chance, he went up to him and told him what the charity is with the Cincinnati hat for the Village of Marici and all that. And he said he was very accepting and was willing to do it. And so he was blown away. He was very happy by Luke Combs. Later, when we were talking to Ted, he was telling some old New England stories. And because we got on I was wondering when this rookie show was going to happen. We hadn't heard about it. And we were talking about past rookie shows. And he said one time Bill Belichick made the entire Patriots team do a show, not just the rookies. And so Ted did Brett Bielema for 10 minutes. And he said Bill loved it so much he came up and hugged him afterwards. Said the only time he ever touched me the whole time I was there.
Love it. Make Bill laugh. He'll give you a hug.
Yeah.
I guess maybe we'll see lots of Bill hugging as he does all his TV stuff now.
Yeah.
If people will make him laugh on these shows with him. I love that. Ted was talking about when he was giving that 30-second elevator pitch to Luke Combs. It was like he was trying to do it real quick, and all of a sudden they're like, short yardage, and he's like, oh, okay, hopefully wear the hat. And so for him to find out that he did, I think, very cool. All right. Busy day again. We'll be back again tomorrow on Monday. We'll keep bringing you these every single day. Make sure you are hitting the like and commenting and following along, and get these notifications so you can know, hey, the training camp wrap is here. I'm going to go watch it right now. And of course, we post them up onto our podcast feed, Growler podcast feed, once we do a couple of them. So you'll see those in a couple of days as well. So, all right. Thanks everybody for listening, and we'll talk to you next time. Have a good one.